Hello and welcome to the Herd Summer Racing League. We are here for tonight's race on Downtown Titans. We have a special guest, and I'm going to pass it off to our friend from Dirt Racing Team, Shawn McAfee, who happens to have very good knowledge of this course.
Good afternoon, good morning, and good night to all of my friends out there. Yes, this is the Downtown Titans course in Watopia. I do have some pretty intimate knowledge with this. I'm the one that submitted it to Eric Schlange over at Zwift Insider, and that's how it became one of the original Rebel routes. So our course today it's a doozy, and it's made specifically for the puncheurs of the group. People who can ride in that front brake. That's, I think, who is going to absolutely excel. There's a couple of, what do we call them, KOM segments and point segments that people will be racing through. Craig, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're using all of them. Is that right?
We are using all of them. So, yeah. Okay. So we'll start with
the Titans Grove Reverse KOM going reverse. Yep. We'll go up that one. I love that one, actually. That's one of my favorite KOM segments in the game. Really hard to pace because I feel like about 3/4 of the way up, you're about dead, and that last quarter of the way to the finish line is a long false flat. I love that part. So we've got that one as our first segment. After that, we're going to be going straight into Zwift KOM after the tunnel in the desert. Is that right?
That is correct.
Perfect. So the Zwift KOM, that's in the forward. The short version, roughly about 2 minutes for most of our categories, I'm guessing. And that's, I think, where the big selection is going to be made. If we see a big breakaway prior to that, I might be a little bit surprised. And then following that, we're looking at the JWB Sprint as our final segment today. Is that right?
That's it. So, yeah, that
Perfect.
Forward sprint. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that's it's going to be a hard course out there today.
Well, and we're doing it twice. So that makes it even more fun.
So what's your experience racing this course? We just used it in the Zwift Racing League not too long ago, I believe. How did you like it in there?
So I've never done this course.
Oh, are you racing it this weekend?
I don't know. So
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm racing tomorrow in real life, and then we'll see if I manage to squeeze it in on Sunday.
Very well. I'm going to try to sneak in the Saturday evening race, I believe. So I'm not going to be threatening anybody for the overall. Or even into the segment times, I don't think. But it should be a great one to race and a lot of fun.
Okay, so we do have the D race is running here. We've got a D Baron, who is the apparently the only rider on the course at the moment. And so he's riding and resplendent in his herd kit. And that's kind of
looks great out there, Craig. He looks great. It's got to be a hard one to go out there and do this, do 2 laps solo. But at the other end of that, at least he's going to come away with first place points for the day.
Yeah, so he'll get first place points. Now it depends on where they come by, but I think if I were him, I'd be trying to hook on to the first C I saw.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What kind of gap do they have between those two groups?
So it's 5 minutes per category. So we're just over 2 minutes from the C group taking off. But with the C group, with him solo and the looks like a pretty healthy C group. I'm looking at the pen right now. So I think they'll catch pretty fast.
Excellent. I've seen one name I do know from Dirt, Jason Watson in that C group, and he should be on the front of the group pulling pretty hard.
Okay.
So hopefully he puts on a good show. He's the sole dirt rider for the C group today.
Awesome. Well, that's we've I have noticed fewer dirt riders in HSRL this season than previous, so that's too bad. We've had lots of great battles in the past, so.
ready, because we're going to make a comeback.
Oh,
Calling
good.
it for the next season. I've already put it out there. I told you guys. Back Attack's coming back. We're going to take
Excellent.
a look at this next season, see what we can't do to go out and win another one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Although I'm sitting here as a low B at the moment, so
Same here. I won't be influencing much. There will never be somebody who talks more trash and puts out less results than me this season.
okay. Well, I guess we are about a minute from the C starting. Do you want to show your presentation as Baron starts his way up towards the hot springs?
Yeah, so I did take the time to put together a very in-depth presentation on
don't think there's audio.
Okay. Oh. Oops. Okay.
No sound.
No, I fixed the sound.
Okay.
Yep. So everything we said while that presentation was up, there was no sound, Shawn. So
That was done on purpose.
yeah, just for just to let you know that you've now participated in one of our classic heard broadcast moments.
That was a legitimate prank there, wasn't it? You're like, hey, we're just going to put him on there. He's going to talk for 5 minutes, and we're going to have him muted the whole time. It's going to be great.
No, we do that almost every week, Shawn.
Oh, boy. It looks like we've got our C pin off, right? And we've got B starting in about 6 seconds.
Yeah, so
Exciting.
B is about to start. So we've got Nate and Alan Shovel. We've got quite a bunch in the C's.
I'll point out up there on the C group, they are entering in the first section that I think is really critical here, going through the hot springs. And this is a section I think most people take for granted. Now specifically, I think that, from where they're at right here, all the way to past the National, or not the National Guard, but the guard shack, the ranger station.
Yeah.
That's all a climb. That's a 3% climb on average, and it's undulating up and down the whole time, pitches up to about 6, 7, 8%.
Yep.
It's a great place to put in an early effort and whittle the field down. So I'm curious if we'll see any of that going on right now.
Yeah, well, I think back of coming through here when we raced Big Foothills, because I think
oh yeah,
I dropped off the group here because I figured that was the time to, and then caught you back up when I hooked on with the A's.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great race. Me and you battled the entire course.
Was
a
it
lot of
12?
fun.
Was it 12 seconds at the end?
Oh man, it was close. It was so close.
That was a good one.
Yeah, we've had some good races, that's for sure.
So right now we've got. So I see Guy DeBell from ATP's there. We've got Alan Bray in the B's. Who else do we have in the B's here? I do see another couple of Herd jerseys, but we got? I see a couple Rhinos. Oh, looks like Ali is there.
Okay.
From you guys, yeah.
Definitely. I remember that Alistair Loney, super strong rider. I think he should do really well. He'll definitely be in the final group, I'm guessing, today. Who else do we have in there? Did we have Kerry Lash show up today?
I thought I saw him, but I don't see him in the group right now, so I don't know whether he had an issue or what went on there.
Okay. And I see Knutson has made it in, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, he is currently leading the B category, or is pretty close to it.
Oh, he may be. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we've got that group. It looks like a group of 12. One rider just a little bit off the front for the C's. It looks like they're they've put a minute and a half into Barron of the D's already.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised that he's getting caught up pretty quick.
No.
Yeah. Rider that's in the front there, is it Slominski, I believe?
Yeah, he's
the one off the front.
Well, I think they've caught him back up now, but yeah, he's attacked pretty hard the last couple of weeks when we've been watching. So
if these numbers in front of me are correct, he's got a 35-second gap right now. So that's a big gap coming right off the front.
Yeah. No, you were correct. Sorry, I saw another rider in the same jersey he normally rides.
Not a problem. Looks like, though, the exactly where I said, it's a long uphill that never gets recognized coming off of the hot springs, and that's definitely where he put that attack in. 37 seconds up right now.
Yeah, I would.
We've got Barron that's about to pass the KOM.
Yeah, I would definitely hesitate to put an attack in here on the first lap of a 2-lap race.
I agree with you there.
It just there's so much benefit to be gotten from the draft on both sprints and both times up this KOM, even if the Zwift Fwd KOM doesn't not a great spot to draft. Okay. Oh, right you are, Brent Knutson of Cryo.
B looks pretty tame so far.
Well, I mean, I certainly expect it to until the until that KOM
that first
starts.
KOM.
Yeah.
What's your preferred technique up that KOM? Do you like to go hard at the beginning and then just try to hold on through the end, or do you like to stay in the back of the group and
yeah, I like to stay back,
fight your way up?
Yeah, back middle of the group and then contest it at the end is my normal technique here. But I'll be honest, this isn't a segment I love.
This KOM segment specifically?
Yes.
Is it too short for your liking?
I don't know. I don't either too short or too long or something. I don't know what it is, but I've just never been able to get it well. So
yeah, it's a hard one, man. It's I've caught it really well a couple times. Like if you find the draft just right and you just nail the momentum going through this section, I've hit it a couple times where, man, you just feel like you're just floating up the thing. But there's other races where I'll get a quarter of the way, halfway up, and I'm not sure if I've blown myself up by going too hard early.
Yeah,
but it is one of the hardest segments that I've raced up. It's incredibly punishing.
Yeah, and it's not actually that it's that bad. It's just it's just hard enough, and especially when you're going for fastest time. So
as these Bs are getting a little bit close to the this KOM segment, I want to talk a little bit about that overall strategy with points racing. Where you start, your positioning, or is that off limits? Is that tactics only?
That is definitely not off limits. I'm very much a proponent of tail gun when you can. I mean, it's risky sometimes. I've definitely blown up trying it, but no, it's
got to risk it for the biscuit, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, sometimes I pick some and don't try it on those because I think I'm going to need the extra half second. But no, it's for the most part, very much just going for it every time.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a decision that your personal strengths have to play into. If you're not feeling it that day, the tail gunning probably not your best option. And just to kind of describe for anybody who may be tuning in and doesn't know what we're talking about, with the first across the line and specifically the fastest through segment times, for all of those segments, starting at the tail end of the group, or even that 5 meter gap where you were just off of just inside of the draft benefit, that's where you want to start these segments. You're going to utilize the draft of the entire group all the way up the climb. And then from there, hopefully push past them to gain that final half a second over everybody else. I know for a fact that Brent Knutson from Cryo, he'll be doing that as we get to this KOM. He's excellent at it, having seen him done that in the past.
Yeah, I've in the past gotten well outside the draft of the group in a competition to cross the start line last on a segment. And
sure.
So that was in my last one of my last races in the C's. So yeah, it's very much a rough...
These bees are hitting the start line for right now. Definitely, if you take a look, we've got Knutson, who is roughly 3 seconds off the tail end.
Yeah.
And he's already plugging away at about 5 watts per kilogram as he starts. In the start line with a lot of momentum, which is very, very key. You go pushing orange numbers. Atkinson with a 14.
Whoa. Yeah.
Scorching numbers.
Sam's insane, though. Sam is an absolute beast. I've attempted to chase him up Box Hill in HSRL before, and it didn't go well.
Well, we've got a battle coming up this KOM right now. Looks like Atkinson's leading the way.
Yep, looks like.
Here's that final corner I was talking about a little bit earlier. I might have been muted at the time, but this is that false flat, basically from this rock to the finish line. Always just completely cracked at this point. We're still at 5%. See Dimjanenko going for it. Push. But Atkins looks like he's already secured it 9 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, I am not surprised at that, but yeah. He's another one of those riders that is just under the raw watts limit, and very tough when the road goes uphill to race him.
It's not my kind of not my kind of segment right there.
Yeah, so looking at the front of the C's, it looks like there's a group of I don't know, 6 or 7 with Sleminski 30 seconds off the front. So,
hey.
And
about what point do you expect that C group to get caught by the B group?
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, I expect they probably will. It depends. The B group will often sit up more than the C group. In between
Good
segments,
point.
So it very much depends on who wants to push.
Oh, we're definitely seeing Sleminski wants to push at the front of that C group. That's for sure.
Yeah,
still up there holding a 4.1. Is he a regular, or is he somebody who may be in jeopardy of disqualification?
Well, we'll just see. I for the most part. James for this one is kind of using this as an experiment for category enforcement and letting guys go and seeing what happens. Is so guys do one of these races like this, and then there's a pretty good chance they'll end up not in a C category cat enforcement race again.
Yeah. Oh, with the climbs being as short as they are today, he may not want to stay out on his own so long.
Yeah, no, that's pretty odd.
I'm not personally liking the category enforcement right now. I was very happy being able to sit on the front end of the C category for a little bit while I'm heavier.
Yeah.
I was racking up some good hardware, some gold medals, some trophies. I was filling up the dining room. And now I'm back at the tail end of B. So, got me.
Yep.
Although
Gotta say, you probably should be in that mid pack of B, because you can hang on for any time except a long climb right now, I think.
I can hold on for most of it. There's definitely sections, anything over about 5 minutes, I'm probably going to get cracked off the back. But if the Zwift Reverse KOM, great example. It's 4.5 minutes, and I can still hang on to the B category for that.
Oh, it was that's just one short sprint. That's really a 1 minute power test.
Oh, the reverse?
Yeah.
Except the steep section between the statues?
Yeah, just that one steep section. The rest is drafting. Yeah. And then sprint at the top.
I'd say that's most of the climbing segments in Zwift are typically like that. Even if you go over to Neokio with the rooftop climb, that's all draftable. Go to Box Hill is even still draftable.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. I'll say, I've seen him a couple times here in the. I'm seeing him here in this front C group. There's a Terry Leduc, so he sent me a message a little while ago, and yeah, he caught the broadcast last week and was happy that we'd mentioned him a couple times and had. Got his name pronunciation right, I guess. So I guess that's instinct on me on seeing a French name, but yeah, he's.
You know that Le Duc means the Duke.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, he looks like he's in good form today.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, he said he's the pink kit and the KBR. So he's that's in memory of his a longtime girlfriend he lost a couple years ago. So yeah, no, that's very touching, and we'll nice to see you out for a second race in a row.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, so let's sneak a look at the Zwift Power Live here. What are we seeing? So I guess it's looking like it's still just about 4 minutes between that front group of C's and the B's. So I'd say, I mean, they'll make up another 30 or 40 seconds on the Zwift Fwd KOM, and but I don't think they'll catch until the second lap.
I would agree with that.
So yeah, D Barron on the in the D's is still chugging along, and he's kind of sitting pretty strong between about 1.8 and 2.4 on his solo time trial here. So he hasn't had the C's come by yet. So
you know what? He's doing his job up there, work, getting that sponsor time.
Yeah.
I think the team's got to be proud of him. He's putting it all out there, and he's just soloing away from the field. So great job, Barron. Sure, the herd sponsors are gonna cut him a big check for the podium after this race, right?
Well, we don't have any of our sponsors on this kit. We do have our sponsors on the herd racing kit, so we'll.
We have a new kit that's about to arrive.
I don't know if we're gonna get that in game anytime soon, but there is a red and black herd racing kit with some classy sponsors.
Very cool.
Including the high performance racing towels.
This is your opportunity right now to plug your sponsors. Hint, hint.
So, oh. Yeah, looking at the that C group, yeah, Cheval, Leduc, Holm, Wade, Platt. Yeah, it's a pretty strong group. It looks like. Was there a was there a dirt rider in there, or did he not make the start?
It looks like he did not make the start for that C category.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. Let me down, guys. Come on. All right, we've got Tristan Alley. We've got Tristan Harradine and Alistair Looney for dirt up in the B category today.
Okay.
I'm going to have to eat those words immediately because it looks like Tristan Harradine did not make that race today either.
Oh, we must have started early or something.
They saw all the herd jerseys in there and they decided to run.
Yeah. So to give you the rundown of the herd racing sponsors, we've got 5 Pound Wine, established 2 cares, HPRT, High Performance Racing Towels, Will Race for all the cakes, and Racers Union because it's always a real race.
Those high performance racing towels, are those aerodynamic?
Obviously.
Well, good. I don't want anything to get in the way while I'm on my trainer. It's all about performance after all.
Yes.
Take every aero gain possible on the trainer. Our C group's getting pretty close to that Fwd KOM, it looks like.
Yeah, they are. So Baron in the D's is already on the KOM. He's chugging along at about 3.5 watts a kilogram on the climb.
Good job, Baron. Slominski on the C category leading. He's 1 minute and 6 seconds ahead already, and looking at his Zwift power, he is only putting out a 3.1 kilogram average so far. So he's not even exceeding power.
Yeah, so I guess Zwift is showing different time gaps than Zwift Power at the moment. So looking from the perspective of Baron, it looks like a lot less than the 1.5 minutes that Zwift Power is showing for a lead for Slominski. So it looks closer to 15 to 20 seconds.
Impressive solo effort. Regardless, he's doing great up there.
Yeah, no, it's
how many of these segments are giving out first across the line versus fastest through segment?
None. So no segments are first across the line. They are all fastest through. So yeah,
Slominski. That's a bad choice.
That is my question on his tactical choice here. Yeah, so it looks like
Landgren and Platts. It's like they are the 2 C's hitting the front of the KOM right now, leading the way.
Yeah.
1 minute and 15 seconds right now behind Slominski. A couple herd players right behind there.
Yeah, and it looks like Dwayne Wade, Kane, Nate Holm, they're all competing to be last across the start line here.
Sure.
Yeah, these guys are crazy powerful C's.
As we said, it's all about positioning at the start of these KOM segments, lagging off the back and then moving forward like Holm just did right there and Wade's doing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the way to take advantage of this.
Yeah, and these guys are going to just absolutely pound each other right now.
And Leduc coming out strong.
And that's actually very similar to what he did last week on Three Little Sisters. We'll see how this goes. Last week, the guy, Wade, was able to reel him in and by the top, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I can tell you that for me and my personal experience on this climb, the KOM forward, I always have a hard time at this this little flat section at the turn on the switchback. Shifting gears to kind of make up for that quick adjustment and elevation in the pitch always throws off my rhythm, and I have a really hard time keeping up. So it looks like Wade is pushing past already. It looks like LeDuc may be falling into exactly that. He gets into the flats and has tailed off just a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I'll say, Shawn, as a single speed guy, I'm surprised you don't just spin that up there.
Oh, and I do, but it's still I shift gears occasionally. Yeah,
Okay.
even I have tried single speed on my trainer,
Yep.
and it works, but it's not that much fun. I can't keep up during a race.
Yeah.
Not anything with a hill.
No, that's fair. I've on this one I'll definitely I don't shift there. I spin up, so you know with the BMX I'm a fan of high RPM, so
Absolutely.
for that amount of time I'll try to spin it up around 120.
One day we'll have to get on a video, like a Discord video thing, and just do a spin-off. Who can hit the highest RPM?
Yeah, you'll probably beat me. I'm not as strong as I want to be at that. Oh, and Nate and Dennis are just
Smoking it. Ooh.
smoking it, and Nate got him this week.
All right, it looks like our bees are hitting the KOM start right now.
Yeah, so actually, Dennis hit the same time he did last week to win. So that's an improvement by Nate to
Fantastic.
get that. Yeah, and that's after this was the first KOM right out of the gate last week. So that's solid. And Sam Atkinson is flying off the front again. Holding
It's that aerodynamic hat that he has.
that is a highly aerodynamic hat. Yeah, he dropped down to
Boy,
6 watts a kilogram around that flat section, back up over 8. Yeah,
he's put a 10-second gap on the rest of the field, though. That's a huge number.
it's insane. No, Sam is a very, very strong rider, and yeah, in these climbs, he's competitive with very many A riders.
Absolutely. A lighter weight rider, I take it.
Yes, he is.
The way he climbed that hill. Yeah. Great effort. The rest of the bees, we've got Zayner and Demjanenko following him up, fighting for a second and third KOM.
Yeah, that looks good. We've got Hicks, Ellis, Day all sitting there, Kane, and
Allie, way to go, Allie. Representing Dirt,
Oh, wow,
Dad's
yeah.
Inside Riding Trainers.
holy cow, that's a 140 for Sam. That is insane.
That's a big number.
That is a huge number. So Alan Bray comes through at 213, so that's just ahead of Lloyd Jones from ATP, who the herd has our own L Jones, so there's always a little confusion there. But yeah, so it looks like Sam's setting up for the group as he should.
How many did we going into that KOM? How many were in that B group? Did you say about 15 or so?
I think it was. I think it was 17. So I think so Bray, Jones, Betts, and I think DeBell were all in the group at the start of the climb. DeBell might not have been. That's the only one I'm not sure on.
It looks like they may have lost half of those riders going up that KOM. We've got a nice little separation, but it does look like it'll come back together.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a group off. I think from number 12 on, that might there's 10 seconds there. That might not close because there's a pretty big group right behind Sam right now. So that could be a lead group of 11 for now.
They'll go to the bottom of this climb, and then they should be going through the Italian Village and over to the JWB Sprint, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
You are correct.
Ooh, good one.
As you should be.
That might have been part of the muted part earlier, but I did help design this course, brought this one over to Eric Schlange over at the Zwift Insider, and he submitted it as the original Rebel routes. So thank you, Eric, for publishing this route. I think it's a fantastic race course. We've seen about 13 in that B group now.
Is that 13? Okay. No, I'm thinking that's 11 based on because I think there's another group of 3 that is 5 seconds back, and then another couple riders, another 12. So.
But we've got Slaminski, that lead C rider, still 47 seconds ahead of the next C.
Yep.
About to catch Barron going right into this JWB Sprint.
Yeah, and Barron's hitting the sprint. Hey, good on him.
Sure is. Look at him cranking it up, 6 watts per kilogram.
Yeah.
This is a long one, 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy sprint at all.
I like these ones.
Yes.
No, very much a good sprint, but it looks like Slaminski is not sprinting. I'm not sure he read the race brief.
Well, this is not set up for him either. So, he's one of those lightweights, I think, that wants to go uphill.
Yeah.
And maybe he doesn't want to go for the sprints at all.
But, yeah, because I don't think he scored points on the Zwift KOM forward either. So I think, I think there may have been some missed race brief there.
I think Platts he's coming into the start of this JWB Sprint right now. He's going to have a hard time putting anything on the scoreboard in a draft, so I don't think he's going to show up. But we do have the main C group. It's about to hit that start right now.
Yeah, they're on the left-hand turn right now.
See a little bit of positioning battle. Like Landgren.
Always. Landgren.
Trying to hang off the back.
Landgren and Leduc. And there they go.
There we go. I see Chevelle hitting 10. Duke hitting 10. This is going to be pretty tight.
Yeah. Nate, a little bit low for Nate on the sprint, but it's definitely some speed there.
Good show, gentlemen. Good show.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, it looks... Yeah, Chevelle, Holm, Wade in 4, 5, 6. Leduc in 3rd. Watts, Wheelhouse, and Chris O as the fastest 2 through that I'm seeing, but I'm not sure whether they're... I've got an odd view at the moment. I don't think I've got the proper race view right now.
I didn't see it. Didn't show me the leaderboard for that sprint, so I don't know who actually took it up of that one. It showed Chevelle and I believe Holmes as the first 2 coming through that group.
Yeah, so I think Leduc got them by a split second with the tail gunning, and
okay,
and then it was Chevelle, Holm, and Dennis Wade
Positioning matters so much going into this. And it looks like right now we've got our B category hitting that same sprint. Atkinson comes through.
Whew.
First one up. Golly, 22 seconds. Oh.
That is quick. That is quick.
I've put some good times in on this segment, but that's scary fast.
That's highly respectable.
This is another segment right here coming up this climb, going right after the sprint. Easy to get dropped if the lead on your group, if they decide to keep hammering up this thing and then push and hold momentum for the Essies, I think that's a great place to attack on that second lap. If you've got the legs to do it, it's probably the last place that you're going to get the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I tried a nice attack here coming the other way on Seaside Sprint. So yeah. The attack through the S's is it can work.
Definitely can. It's all about momentum right there. As a single speed mountain biker, that's something that I try to utilize as much as I can. Really pushing through the downhills and getting the momentum into the climb or into the upswing.
Yep.
It matters here. And you can get a very nice break on this section by doing exactly that and just timing it right.
Yeah. No, it's putting in the most power when you're going uphill, and it tends to all add together there. So it does look like Barron, our D rider, is going to hold off Sleminski to go through the first lap. Only it looks like a 12-second gap now, so that's probably not going to last that much longer.
Yeah, he'll get caught pretty quick here. What happens with Barron will be interesting. Does he hang on or does he just let him go? Nobody to compete against, so I guess that's up to him.
I would probably hang on to that C group.
Make the suffering end a little bit quicker?
Yeah, just to get to the end a little faster.
Oh.
Oh, so it looks like Alan Bray and Staub are sitting 6-7 seconds off the back here. That is a painful place to be.
That's our B group, is that right?
Yeah, so Alan Bray is in the Bs. It looks so Staub, who just left him behind,
C rider,
is actually a C rider. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like he'll make the group.
Yeah, so it looks like he's trying to hook onto that B group to get back to some of the C's further up the road.
Ray's still putting in the effort, but I'm not too sure he's going to make that gap.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
If he's got some teammates up there, maybe they'll slow it down for him.
No, he's in the group now. He's in there. Yeah, he made it. Yeah. Alan is putting in a all-out sprint now, which...
Yeah, he's trying to catch on to the back, so...
Yeah, and I think he's going to get there. I think that's the right call, too. I mean, you're just going to...
Agree.
You're going to put in so much more effort just trying to get...
With a lap left and this long false flat through the desert, I think it's definitely the right call. Catching on to this group is a big win for him right here.
Yeah, and... I think, sit in this group and you probably end up just as fresh at the start of the Titans KOM anyway, and you've got somebody to draft off. So
I'm looking for some fireworks going up the front side, that section between the hot springs and the ranger station. I'm looking for a little fireworks here.
I don't know. I don't know if I would wait. I would wait. I might cover if somebody else attacking, but I wouldn't attack there.
Attack. I do love to attack. So I like to ride in the break. I try to stay off the front as much as I can. A lot of riders like to stay at the back and sit in the draft as much as possible. I take a little bit of an opposite approach. I like to be on the front and put in the pace. It makes me feel more comfortable up there. I'm not going to get dropped, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it's that's the fun part of cycling, getting to inflict a little bit of pain on somebody else because maybe you're a little bit fitter.
Yeah.
So I like that aggressive style of riding.
Well, I mean, you've raced me. I like to sit at the back, except when I don't, right?
That's right. Except when you're kicking my butt. That happens frequently right now.
You'll get back to her, bud.
Got a long climb to watch them up this long open dirt flat, right?
Yep.
So with today having 2 fairly steep but manageable KOMs, would you look at an equipment choice for this kind of a course? Would you at all look for a climbing bike on this?
Nope. I don't think so. I think it's Tron.
Okay.
So I would say the Titans KOM reverse is flat enough that you're probably just as much well off with the more aero bike, and the Zwift KOM is so short that I might not go all the way out to a disc wheel set, but I think you can't go wrong with the Tron bike.
Go wrong with Tron. I'm pretty astute on that. Unless it's a time trial race or an ITT. That's about the only place you can really make a mistake by using it.
Yeah.
Or the Alp. Maybe climb it off of Innsbruck. That's a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, was that you or Clay that I was racing again? That I rode with the whole way through on Octoban.
It may have been me, but that doesn't. That's not a climb that I'm typically very well with.
Yeah, well, I think I went climbing and you went Tron, and I regretted it on the downhill.
That downhill will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
So it looks like our E group is only about 11 seconds behind at least a handful of C's. That catch should happen pretty soon. And then our lead C group, still about a minute and a half up the road.
So that is what I would call the lead C group that they're about to catch anyway. So that's got the guys that have scored all the segment points. So
so it's just our 2 solo breakaway artists off the front.
Yeah. So I'd be interested to see how many of these guys try to hook on with those Bs. Because I know I would have when I was a C. This is a perfect spot if you can put out the power that it'll pay off.
Looks like Leduc is making a break. Trying to get up to speed to at least latch on.
Yeah, well, I think Nate Holm had accelerated up that hill, so yeah, I think looking at this group, I think all these guys are we're always gonna try it. So
it definitely looks like they're gonna be a part of it for sure.
We'll see who's able to stay. Nate, I think, is the only other curler I know on Zwift.
It is an Olympic sport, so you have that kind of credibility going for you.
Oh, yeah.
I think that you may get more TV hours dedicated to curling than just about any other Olympic sport for the winter. So it's always
I don't
amazing
think,
how much TV time it gets.
I think you would be very surprised just how many hours curling is on TV here in Canada. It's a lot more. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 games a day during the national championships, each for men and women, and then all the world championships. They show all the Team Canada games. Yeah, it's pretty big.
It looks like all of that, the entire C group has caught on to the Bs, and they're all together now.
Yep, and yeah, I looking at that C group, they're strong, and yeah, I would have expected every single one of them to try this. So,
oh, looks like we may be losing Manolo off the back though. A B rider, or is he? Nope, he has caught back on.
Yeah.
I believe he may have suffered a dropout.
What a horrible time for that.
I'll say this much: the herd is well represented in this group. Y'all got like 8 jerseys in here right now. Huge.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out who it is, because so we've got Alan.
Yep, you've got Bray. I saw, who was that? Wade is in there. Cheville.
Yeah. So yeah, Dennis Wade, Alan Cheville, and Nate Holm we're all in that C group, and I think Alan Bray was in the B group. So I think it might just be the 4.
Shout out to Alistair, still in there for dirt.
Oh, good.
Great, buddy.
Keep at her. But yeah,
definitely see some separation here coming up pretty quick, though.
Yeah, well, it looks like that group is going to run over, the who is it?
Or Barron up the road.
Barron, yeah. So I think he's going to get caught very quickly. And yeah, I suspect Platts at least, and possibly Slaminski as well, might end up gobbled up here too. We'll see whether any of these C riders can hook back onto the Bs after this KOM.
I'm gonna doubt it.
I'm gonna say at least 2 of them will.
Ooh, that's a hard one to hold on to. Unless the front group, if they off pretty significantly when they hit the top, there's definitely a ability of that regrouping.
Yep.
The way that these guys are climbing, that B group is really looking hot today. So
I'll say that yes, but they're setting up afterwards, and yeah, there's a couple of these guys in the in this lead group of C's that have really serious 1-minute power.
Oh, we're only about 10 or 15 seconds away from finding out what happens.
Yeah.
Look for the tail gunning.
And this is actually one of the spots where if I was one of the C's in this pack, I would definitely consider not tail gunning.
I would agree with you 100% right there, especially if you're on the heavier side.
Yeah.
This is not a place where you want to tail gun in this situation. Even as a low B, this is probably, going into this final lap, the way that they looked on the first 2 KOMs, I would be trying to push the pace at the front, stay on the lead, and maintain my position.
Yeah, and whew. There goes Knudsen. Atkinson hasn't gone. Yeah, there he goes now.
There he goes. Yep.
I'm surprised he left that long, but
I believe Atkinson played that pretty well. He's looking for the to maximize his position in the draft, I think. And it looks like he has timed it perfectly.
Yeah, although he's towing Alley a bit there, so well done by that solid dirt rider with the game here.
Yeah. I think if I'm Atkinson and I'm putting myself in his shoes the way he's climbing, he knows he's got the power to take this. He's not worried about towing anybody behind him, it looks like.
No. So it does look like this is still pretty mixed up here with the B's and C's. Does look the C's are definitely towards the back of the group, but they're still mixed in. So I still think some of these guys are gonna end up together. Looks like Landron is out the back. Dennis Wade, Kane, and Staub might be, but it looks like Shovel and Holm and Leduc are.
Holm is up here. It looks like he's going to be taking the maybe one of the top 2-3 spots for the herd.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah. So my display's all messed up again. So I don't know what he did there.
It looks like he set a 155 new PR for him as well as Leduc, both hitting the 155. So they should be, I imagine, pretty close for the top of that C group.
Oh, I think that's probably the top. I don't see anybody else beating those two there, because it's Chevel, Holm, and Leduc are the 3 C's that made it. So
now talking about our positioning, going down this hill, we've got people strewn all over the cross the road. That lead group, it looks like they're 20 seconds or more ahead of any of the C's.
Yep. I think they're going to sit up and wait for more B's, though. We'll see what happens, but...
Craig, you and I have raced each other numerous times. If we're in this race and we're going down this hill, we've just finished the KOM, we're both in this lead B group. What do you do in this situation? Do you try to push the tempo on the front, knowing we have to go through one more KOM and a sprint, and risk and try to prevent it from coming back together? What's your tactic?
So if I'd seen you get detached, I would start pushing the pace.
Of course you would. You're so coy.
No, but I'm actually I'm a little bit serious there, where it depends on who got dropped off and whether there's someone that's scored on the segments to this point, and also whether it looks the relative sizes of the groups, if it looks like it's going to come back together or not. So if you've dropped 3 or 4 guys, you might have a chance to. But if you're 4 or 5 guys off the front and there's a group of 12, you're not going to stay away.
Looks like our chase group with the C's is 6 deep, 6 people in there, and they're about 15 seconds behind still chasing. Yeah,
looks like we've got an intercategory herd group just behind them, chasing with Alan Shovel and Alan Bray. So pretty sure that they want to stay away from the guys behind them and try and catch the group ahead.
Looking at the front group of the C's, I know they are not in the battle at the moment due to the points performance for the KOMs. But Slominski and Platts have now they're a team now, 34 seconds up the road. And it looks like they'll probably be caught here in the next 5 minutes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, kind of looks like it looks like about 10 seconds that the group with the C's is behind the main group of B's now. So I'd say it looks like they're getting on with it. So there's a chance that comes together. Oh yeah, I think they're going to catch. We're down under 10 seconds now.
Jay Bravo in there leading the group, trying to get all back together.
Yeah. So that's what's doing it is those where you're sitting there with a mixed group of B's and C's, and the B's really want to get back on that B group, so the C's are kind of hitching a ride here.
They're definitely. It looks like they're going to push the pace here after that.
Yeah. So definitely, yeah. I wager those two C's get caught here before too long. That catch is definitely happening.
Absolutely. We're down to about 17 seconds at the moment.
Yeah. So Barron in the D's is so he's just off the back of this of all this excitement here, and but yeah, I think he caught some pretty good draft coming down off that KOM. I think they overtook him on the KOM. So
great ride today, Barron. Great job. It's not a lot of fun having a race on your own, but you did a marvelous performance.
Absolutely.
Not too long ago, jumped into an evening race. It was just a random one-off, and ended up being a field of just two Bs. So it was me and one other person that chased each other around for an hour and played cat and mouse for literally, it had to have been about 35 or 40K.
Yeah.
He would attack every couple minutes, and I was already on dead legs, so I just chased everything back down. And I think he ended up being a mono sprint all the way to the line, and I think he nipped me with about maybe 100 meters. So it was very, very close. A lot of fun, something that I have never done on Zwift before.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I've done very long sections of races that kind of turned into one-on-one, but yeah, never a whole race like that. Yeah, I had an interesting ride there on Wednesday. I did the giant gravel series. There were two races. So the first one was Valley to Mountain, and then the Kappa Quest Reverse. So, and the two races spread out or separated by half an hour in start time. So was very much finish, don't even finish riding down the mountain, and then go do it again. So was pretty interesting.
So we're making that catch right now on Platts and Sleminski, the leaders from the C group.
And there they go. Interested to see how much they have left right now on whether they catch on to this group or whether the group flows right through them.
No, I was wondering the same thing, whether or not they try to hold on or if they can.
Yeah,
they've got about maybe 5-7K before the next KOM.
Yeah. I mean, if you can do it, it's a no-brainer to want to be on this group. But
absolutely.
And I think it looks good that they're there. I think. It's hard to tell.
How many do we have left in this B group at the front?
So I think it looks like 13.
It's still a pretty big group.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like 13. So Alan Bray is the lead B that's not the first B that's not in this group. So he's sitting 20 seconds back, and he's sitting with Alan Cheval, and Leduc is just off the back of them. So This is yeah, pretty interesting. See how this goes here. Guy back there, Lloyd. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. It looks like 4 C's in this league group now. Is that right?
I believe that you are correct. James Taylor, Nate Holm, Tristan Slominski, and Andrew Platts.
Yeah, so yeah, Alan. Alan and Cheval and Terry Leduc were both. Dennis Wade, Kane, and Staub were all dropped through that go through Titans Reverse. I fully expect that. There's no way that these C's end up with the lead B's after the Zwift KOM. I don't think they're gonna sit up quite that much after that one. They're just a little too close to the end.
Yeah.
Looks like Barron has jumped in with a couple B's temporarily.
Good for him. A few K's of riding with somebody else would be good for him.
Yep.
Reinvigorate that effort.
Oh, and speed you right up too for the same or less effort.
What race do y'all have on tap next week for the Herd Summer Racing League?
So next week we have Grand Central Circuit.
Oh, it's got to be New York.
That is New York, but I gotta say I do not remember what that one looks like.
That's pretty short. Pulling that up. We got 4.2 miles, 6.8K.
Okay.
And it does include the New York Sprint and the New York KOM. So that's going to be a tough one.
And we're doing it 3 times.
Right. 3 times. So 12 to 13 miles about.
So that's
1,500 feet of climbing.
Yeah, I think that's almost the reverse of Lady Liberty. Is that right?
I think you are right.
Yeah, no, that's a heck of a race. I remember,
that is a lot of climbing.
I remember season 2 doing. No, so Lady Liberty isn't the reverse of this. So you do the sprint in the other direction, but you go up the KOM the same way. So, no, I remember doing 3 laps of Lady Liberty in the second season of ZRL in 2020, and yeah, it was brutal. I ended up on my own trying to stay ahead of somebody for a good long time.
Well, I know that not the biggest fan of the New York world, but the best part of it is definitely that KOM. I like the sky bridges, the road up in the air. I think it's a pretty unique and cool aspect.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's different. It's interesting. I gotta say I don't love it, but I've had some really good races in New York too. I've definitely had a few times where I've done something stupid and overcooked myself early in a points race, but for the most part, I find I have good races in New York, so I don't hate it as much as everybody else claims to. I say some of my favorite races are Yorkshire, so I'm an oddball that way.
Oh, goodness gracious. What is wrong with you?
It's just fun. Go hard.
But look at it.
Go hard, then super talk, right?
Yeah, that is 100% accurate. That is what you do all day on the Yorkshire courses. Looking at next week, what kind of bike would you take for that? We're talking about 4.2 miles, 450 feet of climbing per lap. It goes up that KOM 3 times, and then it does end on a long, a short, punchy climb that goes into a sprint. So, how would you approach that for equipment?
I think you got to go with an all-rounder because so Shawn or one of the setups just a little bit faster or slower, whatever it is, because with that downhill sprint you can't go full climbing. You're going to give up too much on that sprint.
We've got our C and B leaders right now starting the KOM.
Yeah, and Sam has taken off at 10 watts a kilogram.
Goodness gracious. Newton's following at 8.
Yeah.
A couple of those C's that are still in the mix. Taylor and Holmes still in that main pack.
Yep, and yeah, I think they're going to stay there as long as they can. I mean, Nate will hit a good part of this climb at 4.5 to 5. So.
It looks like Allie, the sole dirt rider in the race today, catching up, about to hold on to the wheel of Knutson, I believe, around the corner as they continue to try to go catch Atkinson up the road.
Yeah, I mean, you can try, but I think it's futile.
But he's got a firm grasp on that lead up there.
Yeah, to put 10 seconds into the group on the first half of this KOM is just madness.
I definitely agree. Where's that category enforcement for this guy? Come on.
I don't know. I think yeah. Yeah, it works. It's just yeah. There's
he's got a lot of power and I think a pretty low weight is what that is.
Yeah, pretty low weight, and as much as yeah, I don't completely disagree with the tiny person rule. I think it needs to be a little bit more sophisticated than just a raw watts limit. It looks like Nate has popped a bit here.
See. Steven Demjanenko pulling up, and then it looks like Alistair Looney has just passed him for the second time, and then Knutson. Great job, guys. Shout out to my dirt brothers.
Good job. Looking at the C's, I think that James Taylor has put a few seconds into Nate. We'll see what Nate does here.
Looks like Taylor had set a new PR of 2:17. That's a good time up that. He will, yeah, and he looks like he is definitely going to be in the mix with these Bs.
2:17. That's funny because that's 6 seconds off what Nate did first lap. So that's interesting.
Taylor's putting in a pretty good effort here trying to hold on to the tail end of the B category. Not sure he's going to hold it. But he's got a 16-second gap on Nathan Holm.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what Nate tries here. I guess he's probably looking to see what Taylor does.
I'm looking at Taylor saying, you've got to go catch that break. Like, you can't let that one go up the road. This is looking at all the finish points for first. If you can hold on, you're looking at a great toe in this last sprint section, and it's huge, because you're looking at Nate and the rest of the C's behind him. They won't be moving nearly as fast as this B group.
No, and that's the big thing is if you're back with Nate, the two of you, you're going to make him go faster, as opposed to if you get on this group.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I think 3 seconds. 3 seconds is so hard.
He's in the danger zone right now. I can just imagine him sweating it out.
Oh, I don't have to imagine. I just have to remember.
Not a fun place to be in.
I've dangled this far off many a time. Man, this doesn't look good.
I think he's lost it.
Yeah.
Now he'll have him and Holm coming into a two-man sprint on the JWB.
Yeah. So I'm I'm not sure what I do here if I'm Nate. I don't know if I try to catch him or if I sit up to do my best sprint.
That's a tough question here. I think he's got to keep the pressure on. See if he can't reel him in just before that sprint starts. So once you hit that cobblestone leading into it, I think that's where he wants to try to make the catch, so that he has a draft advantage when he pushes past and sprints past him.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to slow down when he reaches him. I think his best move is to keep the pressure on here.
I don't know. I'm just looking at it. 21 seconds. Whew. That's not a, if yeah, Taylor's still pushing on at 3 watts a kilogram. That's going to be a tough catch.
If he doesn't catch him now, he's looking at second place and finishing points. So
yeah,
that's his debate at the moment.
Yeah. So I mean, that's 3 points. Because he's got a pretty sizable gap over Platts. So he's got another 30 seconds over Platts, and then good bunch of time over the next Leduc next. So
yeah, I think Leduc is definitely not going to be catching here. He's got a good at least a group with him with Chevelle. Yeah. Platts, I don't think will be catching as well, but he has been extremely consistent. We did see him riding off the front the entire first half of the race.
Yep.
Maybe he just fancies himself a time trialist and didn't want to go for the points today.
Yeah, I don't know. I am interested to see what Nate pulls here. So a lot of it is just how hard do you go? I mean, obviously, when you finally hit the sprint, you go as hard as hard can be. But
as long as he starts the sprint behind Taylor,
yeah,
he should be in a great position regardless. All he has to do is hold on at that point, because momentum at least should be bringing him pretty close, Taylor, on that sprint.
Yeah.
Put some time into him. 22 seconds down to 15, so he's making up a little bit.
But Bray and Platts behind him are making up time on him too. So yeah, you can't let up unless, well, if you were going to let up, you needed to let up before now and come into the sprint with Bray and Platts. Nate is a strong solo sprinter, though. If he hits this hard, he could still score some points, even solo.
Well, then I am excited about seeing some fireworks here. I find this one to be a hard sprint to do solo, because you have to come into it with enough speed to carry the momentum around the corners.
Yep, and I'd say you have to start your sprint pretty much where the pavement starts.
Yep, I would absolutely agree with you. I think for me, I always look at 40 kilometers per hour as kind of my target going into it.
Yep.
If I can hit that before the sprint, I'm in pretty good shape. And it looks like he's got an aero power up as well. So he is in great sprinting shape at the moment, taking it nice and consistently so far. I don't think Taylor has put in an effort.
It doesn't look. Yeah, that's so that's going to do two things. I mean, he's going to score the points over Taylor, but I mean, also this is going to close up quite a bit.
Good. Ray behind him in the B's with an 8 watt per kilogram sprint.
Whew, yeah. Looks like Bray. looks like he didn't improve his time. So his time was 24:97 before, but yeah, that's a good one.
If I am Holmes right now, I am absolutely crushing it to try to catch on before the Essies. I don't want to go into this out of his draft if it's me.
Yeah.
What do you do on that? You try to make this catch before you go into the lumpy section?
No, I'm gonna pump this. I'm gonna pump this lumpy section. I mean, I'm gonna hit it hard up this hill. I'm gonna hit it hard every time it's going uphill the rest of the race, basically. So, yeah, just before I hit the, kind of semi-sprint across the top here, and then every time I get to a bottom of one of these rollers, I'm gonna hit it.
That's where you put the power down.
Yeah.
It looks like Taylor, he may have held off on that sprint just so he had enough energy to hold off this lead. He has put another 2 seconds back on Holmes since the start of that climb.
Yep.
It definitely looks like Holmes is taking the pumping approach, sprinting through this.
Yep.
Gap is not coming down, though.
It's not. Well, Taylor's holding steady above FTP effort there. He's selling out for this, so.
Sure are.
I think Nate is going to get him on points, though, because, Nate's done very well on all the segments. I think the only one that Taylor beat him on is that second time through the Zwift Fwd KOM.
Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to interrupt because we are down to the final sprint in the Bs. Atkinson is closing the gap off of Anto.
Whoa.
And it looks like he has taken it. Oh, I'm sorry. Knutson took it at the line.
Yeah, look, I think Knutson got it.
I think I want to say Atkinson was around third on that.
I
didn't see who got second.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The free speed kit.
Yeah, it was. That was fast, and I couldn't keep track of how many. There was a group catching Atkinson, it was hard to tell how many caught him before the finish line.
Yeah, it definitely came in there quick.
Yeah,
nearly missed it.
So yeah, it looks like 12 seconds Taylor has on Holmes. I will say, Nate should be pushing here because I have seen gaps close here that are a lot bigger than you think can be closed. So I would have pushed, but I mean, then he's going to see it and push too. So
yep. I think it definitely goes to show the effort that Taylor put in to hold that gap on him. He did a great job carrying through this entire thing. I'd say that's 2 or 3K just solo efforts.
Yep.
Off the end of that sprint. So great job to him.
So another solid sprint by Barron. He's playing this the way it should be played. Nice solid 500 watts coming through, rolling through the line. And he did not improve his 30.1 from lap 1. So Nate has rolled through in second now. Alan Bray rolls through right behind him. So we'll just focus back in on Barron and watch him roll to the finish here before we sign off. So as we get here, I gotta say, Shawn, thanks for joining me. We were short commentators for tonight, so very appreciate you stepping in, and very definitely the course that was appropriate. So thanks for it.
Hey, thank you for letting me step in. I've never done a commentary before. This was a different challenge. Had a lot of fun doing it.
Awesome.
Took a lot of bravery from you to invite, somebody from Dirt, Dad's Inside Riding Trainers, to come over here and do commentary alongside you. So thanks for having me out.
It's all good. Yeah. What did you call it? Frenemy Friday?
Friday. Yeah, that's another YouTuber called NorCal Cycling. Does a lot of crit commentaries here on the Pacific Northwest in the United States. He calls his Frenemy Friday because he has a co-commentator on every week. So
good stuff.
I stole it from him. Got to give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I gotta say I've seen that. I have seen that YouTube channel, but I don't watch it regular, so I wasn't familiar. But no, probably appropriate. So yeah, no. Thanks for coming out, and I'll definitely see you on the race course soon.
Absolutely.
So it looks like Barron has one of the A's he's hooked onto right now for just a little bit of a toe into the finish line.
That's a good, solid effort by Barron today.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be frustrating to sign up for a race and have nobody to race, but yeah, no, it's he's gone through. Did honest efforts on those sprints, so definitely hats off.
He sure did. I sure, if it was me, I would be looking at Zwift Power after this race, and just especially after the races later this weekend. How do I stack up? Against some of these other the fields that had other riders in it.
Yeah.
Drive me crazy not knowing how I did against other people.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think we need to start drumming up the recreational side of the herd a little bit more to get some more people out riding or more people out racing, because definitely a lot of the riders that have been super strong Ds for a long time have gotten cat and forced up to C. So yeah, there's a bit of a vacuum. So I think there's people who've maybe tried it and gotten blown away. Might have a little fun again.
It's like he is getting a toe in his last couple kilometers to the finish line, so good for him.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, I think the A rider there is very much just rolling it in with nobody nearby. So yeah, why not? And looks like just in front of him, Dennis Wade is of the herd mentality is finishing up, and yeah, that's going to be an interesting points tally when James finally comes back online later in the weekend to do it, because yeah, those guys were absolutely hammering the segments earlier.
Some of those efforts were immense. So it will be. I jump in later this weekend, probably tomorrow night. It's going to be a hard effort. I know that much. I'll probably be in that second or third group of Bs.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, well, that's we've watched Barron come in for the win. So yeah, thanks to all the riders. Good racing, and once more thanks to Shawn. And everybody, enjoy your racing this week, and we'll see you around.
Thanks for listening.